Good morning, back for another week of college football. We got John-Caniglia with us this week.
Now, you mentioned strength of schedule, and you look at LSU,
right?
Which, I mean, every week they face.
Right, and they lost last week, but they still have a pretty strong strength of schedule. I believe it's inside the top 20. The team that I've been looking at, quite frankly, is West Virginia. West Virginia is undefeated. They have right now, their strength of schedule is number 3 in the country, and they still have Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, and Texas to play, and 2 of those are top 25 teams. I've said all along, I think West Virginia is going to get in the mix for the national championship picture. Even though you have Notre Dame, national prominence and whatever sitting there, Ohio State certainly, national prominence sitting there. But when the playoff rankings come out Tuesday, October 30th, I think people could be surprised. The only 2 teams I would say right now are pretty much assured of getting in are Alabama and Georgia, because I would not bet on Clemson being. Clemson has some strength of schedule issues, and Clemson only plays, just like Ohio State, only plays one top 25 team the rest of the year.
Let's go back to Clemson. Trevor Lawrence came back.
Came back, played well. That certainly bodes well for Clemson. But again, they don't really play anybody the rest of the season. Notre Dame, they have no top 25 games left, although they've played 3 already. So their strength of schedule. So I think all of this is, there's still a lot to be determined there for the college football picture going forward.
Now, you mentioned Georgia.
Yes.
You also mentioned LSU. They come up this week.
Right.
What do you think of that? 2 of the best quarterbacks in the country.
Those are that's one of the games that I think for top 25 in the country, one of the top 25 games to keep an eye on this week. Another one would be Wisconsin at Michigan. I think that's going to be a pretty telling game, and also Michigan State and Penn State play. Again, you're looking at teams that when you talk about Penn State, when you talk about Michigan, when you talk about not so much Georgia, LSU, although LSU lost last week, I don't think they can afford another loss. You would have hoped that if they were to lose, they would lose this week, or one of those teams would lose this week. It wouldn't be as detrimental as last week. But I think, like I said, there's still a lot to be determined.
You and I talk a lot about LSU. We've talked a lot about Joe Burrow and how he transferred. Right. Can he beat Georgia?
I think he can. I think he can. But he doesn't do it alone. I think his quarterback skills are in directing and motivating a team. I mean, he threw a big pick last week that cost them in their loss. So, in terms of being the strong arm, dominant, whatever, he's not that. He's a game manager and a leader, and that's where I think his expertise comes in.